like book hauls, you have come to the right place. If you are new here, hello, my name's Danielle, and I'm so glad that you decided to stop by my channel. And if you are coming back, thank you so much, because I just appreciate that you'd want to come and spend more time with me. That means a lot to me, so thank you. And whether you're new or have been coming around and just haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. If you feel like you vibe with me in any kind of way, then hopefully we can become good friends here. And I'd love for you to leave me a comment down below and just say hello if you're new, or if you've been around for a while and just haven't said anything yet, or I mean, talk to me about anything. You can ask me questions that aren't even related to what I'm showing in the video. I don't care. I just like to get to know people. So thank you guys so much for being here. And we are going to get in today to a haul from several different places. I have got Book Outlet, I've got Amazon, I've got a little free library thrown in there, and also a bookstore that was new to me from a city that I went to when we went out to dinner for a friend's birthday recently. So I'm going to show you what I've picked up lately, and I'm excited about it. Duh, it's books. I'm always excited about that. All right, let's get into it. So this is what we are working with here. And yeah, I'm going to set that down. It's pretty heavy, actually. But the first thing that I want to show you before I even get into the books is what I picked up at TJ Maxx recently. This is so stinking cute. It is this bag. And as you can see, we've got our lovely bookshelf here and our ghost in his cozy little chair there reading a book. And we've got a dog and a cat, and it's just, you know, lovely. It's so perfect. When I saw this, I was like, do I need another one of these bags? Absolutely not. Do I still pick them up all the time? Because they always have cute ones, and they're 99 cents. Yeah, because I use them for everything. Everywhere I go, I'm taking stuff, and I fill these bags with it. So I thought this was a really cute one for Halloween. I mean, how could I pass that up? I couldn't. Would you have been able to pass this up? You're lying if you say you can. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start out with is Amazon, because my husband had ordered, or well, told me go ahead and just order those a while back, because I had mentioned that I wanted them. He's like, so get them. And so I had read the first book, Scythe, and my friend Heather sent it to me, and I absolutely loved it. And so when I saw how inexpensive the set was on Amazon, I was like, I want all of them. So I went ahead and picked those up. Stay tuned, because if you're interested in reading this first book, I'm thinking of doing a giveaway in November, to just thankful that you guys, you know, have come and made this channel so much fun, and that if you are interested in reading that book, that you could win it. So let me know if that would be something you're interested in down in the comments down there. But yeah, I went ahead and picked this up. It was under $30 for the entire set of the 4 books, and so super happy to have this in my collection now. And then the other book I just picked up from Amazon, because I mentioned in my TBR for October that I'm going to be doing a reading vlog with What Moves the Dead and What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. And so they are like based off of, well, the first one is based off of The Fall of the House of Usher, and then the second one is based still in that world kind of thing. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fun to do a reading vlog. And then guess what I saw pop up on Goodreads? That she just came out with a 3rd book in the series on September 30th. So I was like, okay, well, I have to get that. If I'm going to do the reading vlog, I want to have all the books. So I picked up What Stalks the Deep. What Stalks the Deep. And again, it's a nice little thin book. They're like little novellas. That's why I thought it would be super fun to do a reading vlog with them, because it shouldn't be like crazy long. I should be able to, you know, tell you quite a bit about things without spoiling. And but yeah, so I am just now noticing it's like someone manhandled this with like grease on their hands or something. I don't know. It's weird. I just saw that there's all this stuff. But anyway, super cool. The artwork on these. The 2 other ones are down here. And then I will show you, because like the first one I have, What Moves the Dead, I have a paperback, but What Feasts at Night, I have a hardcover, and it has some fancy. So this one obviously has a scratch, like the bear, you know, claws there. And then it just says it on the side. But it also has cool end papers, just like the other one did. So, well, and that's like a wolf. So these scratches aren't necessarily the bear. I guess they could be a wolf. I don't know. I'm not real, you know, knowledgeable about my scratch marks. But yeah, so I'm excited to have that. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, well, I can't not have the newest book in the series if I'm going to do that. So naturally, I had to get it, right? How could I resist? So yeah. So this next one is a random little free library trip. And there's a reason that I'm including it here instead of in a little free library video, which I stopped at this same one in my last little free library hunting video that I showed. But that was back in July. And so I just stopped at it again at the end of September. And I found this book. And so let me show you the little clip from stopping. So I've had a couple people mention that they would like for me to not play music when I do little free library stuff. They'd rather just hear the noises around it. Right here, it's right next to a road, and that happens a lot, and it's a fairly well-traveled road, so the cars are kind of loud, so obviously that's what you're going to hear. Plus it was windy, so you guys will just have to let me know if you prefer this or if you prefer hearing some music. I usually do a little bit of a voiceover during it also, just to kind of explain about stuff as I'm going through. But yeah, so you guys can let me know your feedback on that. But as this was last time, it was packed with books, so this is definitely a well-stocked little free library. It's one I drive by every once in a while, so I figure I'll stop there every once in a while and just check out, see what they have. There were still a lot of the same books in there from the last time I was there, so whatever with that. There does seem to be a lot of kids stuff, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, you can see that there's like adult and young adult and that kind of stuff as well. So definitely a well-stocked little library, and I'll be dropping some stuff off there at some point since I usually keep something in my car, and when I drive by I might as well stop over there, and if there's room, stick something in, because I've taken 2 things out of it now. So yeah. So I have the Inheritance games here on my shelf. And so when I was digging through there and I saw the Hawthorne Legacy, which is book 2 from the series, I was like, well, I'm going to grab that because, I mean, why wouldn't I? It's the next one in the series. I have not read the Inheritance games yet, but I'm happy that I'll be able to have this one so that when I'm done with that, I can read the next one in the series. And so I want to start doing some more with reading series together instead of spacing out really far. I like when I do, like, you know, TBR jar picks, and sometimes I don't get things for a while, but I do want sometimes to kind of intentionally read some series together. So this might be one that I do that with. So I figured I might as well grab this one since I saw it in that little free library. So perfect. And then that brings me to, we went out to dinner with friends for my one friend's birthday, and we went to 2 bookstores that were kind of right across from each other in this town. And the first one, I just ended up picking up a really cute little bookmark. I'll pull it out of the plastic so you can see it. So it's made by Out of Print, that company. I've talked about it before. And this was actually from Sidetrack Bookshop, which was a really cute little bookstore, but the books were really expensive. It was, you know, all like new books, and they were expensive. And so I picked up this. It says How I Spend My Money, and then it shows books. Hopefully you can see there. And just throw the money at the person because you're buying the books. Like, I was like, that's too cute, because it's really where I spend my money these days. And on the back, it's just got money there. But it just cracked me up. Like, I just thought it was too cute. And it's just got a little green tassel. And so I thought that was a fun pickup from that little bookshop. There's a concert venue right across the street from it, and we went to a concert there last year, and while we were standing in line, I had said to my husband, ooh, I want to go over to that bookstore and whatever, but I didn't want to get out of line to go do it. And so when we were going to that same town then to go out to dinner, I was like, oh, there's a bookstore right here that I really want to go to. And my best friend was with me, and she loves books too, so she's like, let's do it. So we went over there, and but yes, so that is what I got there. That was $4.25, by the way. And then, so we went to that bookshop across the street from there, which was a new and used. It's called Paper Trail Books. And this is in Royal Oak, Michigan, by the way, if anyone's interested. So Sidetrack Bookshop or Bookstore or whatever, and then Paper Trail Books. But I saw the third book in the Inheritance Game series, and for only $6. And so I'm like, that was so funny. I just picked up that second one from the little free library. So I'm like, how perfect. I'm going to grab this, and this is the third one in the series. And then there is one after, it's called The Brothers Hawthorne, which I think is like I don't know if that's, I mean, it goes with it, but I can't remember exactly if that's like a novella or something, or like a prequel, because it shows it separate from the others. Like, shows the Inheritance Games, the Hawthorne Legacy, the Final Gambit, and then the Brothers Hawthorne down a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure, but in any case, now I have the second and third to have with my first book, and so for $6, I thought that was pretty good. And then the other book that I got there was also $6, and it is Ask for Andrea by Noelle W. Ely. Is that how you say it? IHLI. I've heard of this book. I've looked at it a couple different times. There are some different versions of the cover I've seen. This was the first one I saw, but then I've seen some other ones. And when I saw this, which I'm not going to read to you what the synopsis of the Inheritance Games books are, because they're, you know, down in the series. But this one says, Megan, Brescia, and Sky have just one thing in common. They were all murdered by the same man. He hunted them online, masquerading as an eligible bachelor. Then he played the perfect gentleman, a thick layer of charm and a 1,000-watt smile, hiding the fact that his first dates end in shallow graves. He's gotten away with murder 3 times now. The only thing that might keep him from killing again, the women he murdered. Megan, Brescia, and Sky might be dead, but they're not gone. They've found each other, and they won't rest until they find a way to stop him. The haunt is on. Not the hunt. The haunt is on. And I recently just heard somebody on their channel, and I can't remember who, otherwise I'd say who, talking about this book and that they really liked it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick it up because I've been hearing about this author. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this out and see. And for $6, and it looks, I mean, it looks like it's brand new. So, I mean, it's probably used. That's why it's $6. But I don't know, because this one looks pretty dang new too. But it could be used because it was a new and used bookstore. So I'm assuming these are both used books, but you can't tell. So I'm happy about it. And then we have my latest Book Outlet haul. I love Book Outlet, you guys. I get most of my books from thrifting, but then a very close second would probably be from Book Outlet because they're just such good prices. I love when they have the $5.99 fiction sale. Definitely, I take advantage of that. But I go on there all the time because their prices are insane. They're at least half off, usually more. And all throughout, even when it's not the $5.99 fiction sale. So I just keep an eye out for things. I have a cart stocked in there and things go in and out and whatever. And I check when I think of different stuff that I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have this or whatever. And just go in there and look. And so when I saw these books for the prices that I could get them, I was like, I'm snagging these right now because why wouldn't I? So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I also have down in my description box is a link that it's like a referral friend link for Book Outlet, that if you use that link and shop, like make your first order, it will give you $5 credit and it'll give me $5 credit. So if you do use that, thank you so much. Some of you already have, so thank you if you're one of the people that have already done that. I appreciate it so much. Like, what a fun surprise that is when I get an email and like see someone needs to use my link, so I have a $5 credit. Like, that makes me really excited. And then I like to bank them up, and that way I use them to get even more during like the fiction sale, or even just right now when the prices are really good. So let me stop blabbing and I'll open it up and show you what I got. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a whole series. Yes, I did that. And I'm going to blame Nellie. I'm going to link her channel down below because she talked so highly of these books. She just recently read them and she's like, I cannot stop reading these. I just wanted to read them all. And like, same thing how I'm talking about like wanting to start reading series kind of all together sometimes. Not all series, but some. And this was one that she did that. Like, she read one and she's like, I just loved it so much, I wanted to keep going. And so I was like, I told her, I'm like, okay, you're a true influencer because you totally just influenced me to go on Book Outlet and buy all of these books in this series. But the price was amazing. I'll put on the screen what I paid for them because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But so yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested in books for a really good price that are brand new. And so just like the Inheritance Games that are by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, also The Naturals series is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And these are YA, so are the Inheritance games, just to keep that in mind. But I've heard so many good things about these from tons of adults, so I'm not worried about that at all. So I have The Naturals, Killer Instinct, All In, and Bad Blood. So those are the 4 books in the series, and I love these. I'm like, seriously, did you see these covers? Let me just give you a real quick. So many of you are probably like, yeah, I've seen those a million times, but if you haven't, like, these are fun. And so I will read from The Naturals just to give you a quick idea of what they are about if you don't already know. So it says, cold cases are about to get hot. Cassie is a natural at reading people, piecing together the tiniest details. She can tell you who you are and what you want. But it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously until the FBI come knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. What Cassie doesn't realize is that there's more at risk than a few unsolved murders, especially when she's sent to live with a group of teens whose gifts are as unusual as her own. Soon it becomes clear that no one in the Naturals program is what they seem, and when a new killer strikes, danger looms close. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse with a killer, the Naturals are going to have to use all of their gifts just to survive. So, like what Nellie was talking about, what made her want to start reading it is that she heard people talking about it's like CSI, but younger and, like, you know, maybe a little easier to understand some of the stuff. But that it's just, yeah, these teenagers that are working, doing this FBI, like, profiling kind of stuff. And I am all about stuff like that. Like, I watched CSI for years and years. And so stuff like that definitely interests me. And so I thought, you know what? For the price of these and to be able to grab the whole entire series, when I've heard people talk so highly of it and just very recently her talk about it, I was like, all right, you got me. They got me. Next up are 2 books from another series that I've heard people talk so much about and they absolutely love it. And I wanted to get all 3 books, but the last book in the series they only had in a hardcover, and I wanted the paperbacks. And so I'm just going to keep an eye out for the paperback. I might have to buy it somewhere else if I can't get it from Book Outlet. But I went ahead and picked up Belladonna and Foxglove from Adeline Grace, or by Adeline Grace. I have heard such good things about these also. And then the third one is Wisteria. So I will, like I said, keep an eye out for that. But I will go ahead and tell you what it is about. It says, for as long as Signa Farrow has been alive, the people in her life have fallen like stars. Orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation, and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears, claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger, and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. However, Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. From the #1 New York Times bestselling author Adeline Grace, Belladonna brings to life a highly romantic, gothic-infused world of wealth, desire, and betrayal. And so I have never read any, like, gothic, romantic-y kind of stuff. And so this is going to be very new for me. But like I said, I have heard a lot of really good things about this series. So I wanted to go ahead and pick it up. And, like, these covers are gorgeous, too. So I'm excited to have those. And now I'll just keep an eye out for Wisteria. You might have seen me sort of pause as I was reading this, because when I read that her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, my brain went Hawthorne, because the Hawthorne legacy from the Inheritance games. So it was just kind of funny to me that I just recently picked up books that have, like, that same name connection. Maybe it's not that funny. I mean, it's not actually funny, but it was interesting to me. And then because I wanted to make sure I got the free shipping, because when you spend $30 on Book Outlet, you get free shipping. So why the heck would you not? And I was only a couple dollars away. So I was looking through in their bargain books section, and I found this book, and I looked up on Goodreads, and it had really good ratings. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to pick this up. And it sounded so interesting. It's called The Daughters of Foxcote Manor. And so there's just this girl looking out the window. But I don't think it has anything fancy about it. Ooh, it's actually pretty. Yeah, it actually is pretty. Huh, wasn't actually expecting that. Okay. Let me tell you what it's about. An isolated forest estate, a family with a terrible secret, the discovery that changes everything. Rita is a nanny to the glamorous Harrington's 2 children. A small-town girl raised by her grandmother, she fell in love with a seemingly perfect London family. Then, tragedy strikes. With the clan reeling, Mrs. Harrington, the children, and Rita are sent to Foxcote Manor for the summer to recuperate, far from prying eyes. But when a baby is abandoned just outside their gate, the family takes her in and will never be the same. Within days, a person will lie dead in the woods, and a society scandal explodes. Decades later, Londoner Sylvie has holes in her family history and an urgent need for answers. Overcoming her own deep-rooted fear of what she might find, she sets out to discover the truth and unpick her mother's little white lies, but the past is already far closer than she can imagine. So I love stuff like that, like a mystery kind of thing like that, something at a manor. And so this just sounded really good to me. And like I said, the reviews were really good. And it's by Eve Chase. I didn't say that. Author of Black Rabbit Hall, which I actually have looked at. Black Rabbit Hall. I feel like I might have had that on my in my book outlet cart at one point, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So if I like this, then I'll probably definitely be seeking that book out, because if I, like this author's writing, I haven't read anything by her before, so I do not know. So yeah. So this is my stack of my most recent book pickups, and let me know if you've read any of these and if you like them or not. No spoilers. And it's okay if you didn't like them. Don't be afraid to tell me. I didn't really love it, because everyone is so different with what they like. I've read many things that I really enjoy that other people don't at all, and read things that other people love, and I'm like, no. So that doesn't bother me at all. Don't be afraid to be honest about what you felt, but without giving spoilers, like I said. And then, of course, my cute little bookmark. So yeah, this was a fun haul for me, obviously, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I've gotten lately. And I have so many books to get to, so many books to read, and it makes me so happy. I don't care. Yes, I will keep buying books. You're going to see more hauls, because I actually have some other things coming up that you're going to see. So yeah, what I really need is more shelves. But I have been going through too and kind of taking some things out that just don't excite me, that I kind of got a while back, that I think I was sort of picking things up just because they were cheap. And now I'm like, no, yes, I can find books for really inexpensively, or really inexpensive for a really low price. But it doesn't mean, like, if it's not something that I'm like, ooh, super excited about, I'm not picking it up anymore. So I thought I'd go ahead and unhaul some of those that I will be taking to little free libraries. And so that will be a fun way to do that. And so, yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you again very soon. Leave me a comment. Say hello. All right. Bye.